Hey guys, I had a moment. I was like, it's on, it's on. So real quick, I wanted to talk about J Lo. It was Easter weekend. I hope everyone had a really nice Easter. If you are not religious, that's okay. I just hope you had a nice weekend, 420, whatever you're into, baby. I hope you had a good time. Rough time to be a Catholic. I saw Papa Francis passed away. R.I.P. R.I.P. He seemed like a more liberal pope, so pretty dope, but very sad that he passed away. So, but real quick, I'm gonna talk smack about one of his children, J Lo. So it was Easter this past weekend, and she posted on her Instagram a picture of her FaceTiming her twins, who are 17, Esme and Max, and she's like, it's times like this that I'm so grateful for FaceTime. Working mama on the move. Okay, J Lo's 55 years old. She has a net worth of $400 million. She is not relevant like she used to be. It appears that she's in Saudi Arabia. What are you talking about, working mama on the move? What are you talking about? What are you talking? She doesn't have to work. She does not have to work. She doesn't need the money. What she needs, what she wants is attention. That's it. That's it. And then these women, listen, sometimes you have too much crap. Even me, I'm looking at, all of my stuff, and I've tried to make a point to use everything, because I would buy stuff and I wouldn't use it. And I was like, what in the mental illness am I doing? If I have this stuff, then I should use it. You know what I mean? And I remember, I think J-Lo did a thing with her closet, and you saw she had just tons and tons of jeans and tons of shoes and tons of this, that, the third. It's like, you're not even going to wear these. You just have these things just to collect dust, just to look at them. But your children are 17. They're getting to the point where, they're going to hang out with friends more and have their own romantic partners. Things change. You are choosing to be away from your children during the holiday. Now, if her and Mark Anthony have this custody thing, that's different. If it's like, well, they're going to be with their father, so I might as well work. Okay. However, there was one summer where she had like a tour, and I think it was when she released that Ben Affleck movie, where it was like, or when the movie came out, where she did her hair like this, and she was like, a ham sandwich and orange drink. If you know, you know. Trying so hard to be relatable, like, no. And then she like had to cancel the tour because the ticket sales were abysmal. And then she's like, yeah, I just took that summer off and I just spent it with my twins, and I never do that, and it was the best thing I've ever done. Why did it take for now for you to do that? Why didn't you do that when they were 5 or 7 or 8? What are we talking about here? I wonder, if you if you had a timesheet of all the time she spent with her children throughout the years, I wonder how much it would be. You know what I mean? I don't think it would be much. Like, I feel so bad for them. They come, you could have all the money in the world, but they come from a broken family. They have a mom who's a 55-year-old hag who is so desperate for attention, who has to be out in Saudi Arabia, um, just filling up that supply that she needs. Um, their their dad is, I don't know where Mark Anthony is. He's probably in Puerto Rico. Like, all the money in the world, and they still come from like a broken family, and it still seems like they don't get a lot of attention. I feel sorry for them. I hope things work out for them, but I feel bad. And then J-Lo posted a picture of her with a pastel, like, green sweater and a pink little bow and a little Easter bucket and a necklace that says Happy Easter. Bitch, you're 55. What are we doing? What are we doing? Pack it up. Sometimes you gotta take the pleather cat suit and you gotta hang her up, and you gotta take your little stilettos and you just put them away. You're 55. Your children are going to be adults soon. Enjoy the time you have with them. You don't have to work anymore. I can almost guarantee you that contributed to her and Ben divorcing, because one thing about Jennifer Garner, she's about her babies. Okay? You always see her with her kids. She lives near them. Those are her babies. And she made sure that Ben would be with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing like Jennifer was like, oh my god, and we'll go to this and we'll go to Monte Carlo and then we'll do this and we'll do that. And then Ben's like, yeah, but I want to be around my kids. We got this going on, we got this milestone. And she's like, what? You could just FaceTime them. And he's like, no, I want to be there for them. And so then that probably contributed. All of her faults, but that probably contributed. But that just really bummed me out. I'm not very religious. I was raised Catholic, but I still try to do, holidays to spend time with my family. And, I didn't feel so good this Easter. I just wasn't physically feeling good. I was really fatigued and not feeling great, but I still tried to do stuff and spend time with my family, because those moments are far and few between, and things change so quickly and so often. So I just thought it was very interesting, and it shows you like how full of themselves they are, where they're like, working mama on the move. No, 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 no. You know who could say that? A nurse who's been forced to do a double shift and doesn't get to see her kids. Then it's like, I'm grateful for FaceTime. At least it gave me this. But two, don't post anything with your kids. Some things could just be private, The kids look really sad. Like, she has also deluded herself. Like, nobody cares, JLo. Nobody cares. People see through you. People are learning to call a spade a spade. And so I just feel really bad. But I hope that your guys' Easter weekend was a little bit better. I eventually I'm gonna have to do homework today. I'm not looking forward to it. Wrapping the semester up. Hopefully wrap up strong. But yeah, let me know what you think about this hag. I'll talk to you guys later.